What you doing, babe?
I'm leaving out some Pepsi and pot cookies for Bearded Buds.
Aren't you missing the show?
Head on over to patreon.com and search Bearded Buds. Select a hybrid package and check for more premium content only at the Happy Hippie Head Shop. Let's go.
Oh, he stayed this time. He didn't leave.
Yeah, you didn't dip.
Good job, buddy.
No, you yelled at me last time I shut it off.
But yeah, you dipped out on us.
I didn't know how it worked. I got it figured out.
Just like last time, he's like, "Oh shit, woof," and I was like, "Oh," and there
Well,
we.
you said switching over to YouTube, so I was going to go to YouTube.
Yeah, we just do that right here.
I got that now.
It's like it's a right here type of thing. All right, so let's go back to this. Hello.
What's going on, everybody? Hello, YouTubers.
Hello, YouTubers. So yeah, because Craw Fish just said, "Oh shit, they're all gonna be mad." I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You're YouTubers." I was like, "Well, I mean, honestly,
Yeah, you said no YouTube.
no YouTube. Why? I mean, I can't run them both at the same time. Like
We were barely running the one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I mean, there's just no way. I don't know. Huh? No, I mean we had it less. Yeah, it was less, but right when Brad started to talk, there was a little bit of fucking. But I think throughout story time, it was fine. But I also closed this one down too. So it was just Brad and I think even Mrs. Bearded Buds backed out as soon as he started. So I mean, it got. But we can't shut down all the computers because it's really the only way we could fucking do the whole show.
Other things going on the platform itself, StreamYard itself, not just our life.
So at some point we should probably run like a practice run where like it's just me and you, and we can try to get the angles of all this shit figured out. That way we're not like fucking around with everybody watching and wasting a bunch of their time.
I mean, I hear you and I understand you.
Welcome
welcome to the Hot Mess Smoke Sesh.
I like to be a little more professional though. I mean,
Cosmo, why did you pause your tracking today? That makes zero sense knowing that you were going to be coming this way to turn that off today.
Did I ever show you my Father's Day hat gift that I got from my children?
No, I mean, I know that the shirt you're wearing because I was there when you got that.
Yeah.
Well, then he left it here and I had to take it back to him.
Yeah.
It's a very important shirt. But they bought, so they ordered one for me, Tyler, and Dakota. It was kind of like a gag. It was Christmas. I apologize. It wasn't Father's Day. It was Christmas. But it was shitty. So I spent today rebraiding this contraption. And for somebody that doesn't know how to braid, I'm going to show it to you because I think I did a really good job. But I'll be right back.
Amy's braids. What
the fuck is that supposed to mean?
Yeah, one good one.
That fucking thing was badass. I nailed that shit. I don't know what you're talking about. You're just picking on me. Just picking on me. Why are you over there picking on me? While I'm
I got this fucking hat. Yeah, I had, so it's just yarn, right? Well, they were all falling out and it looked really shitty. So I took them all out and like fucking redid them all. And now it actually looks like a fucking beard. So yeah, someday I will have this, but it's going to be like my actual beard.
Oh.
So we're going, maybe not this red, but yeah. So this was my project of the day. Grace is getting older, and the basic ponytail isn't cutting it anymore. So I need to learn how to do this shit. So I figured that'd be a good way to practice. Get her figured out.
That's funny. Yeah. Cosmo makes crocheted beard things.
Yeah, I was really unimpressed with the way they did the beard braids on this one. They were super loose and like floppy, and then they just like wrapped a piece of yarn around the end, so it basically just slid off.
So what you're saying is you don't like it loose and floppy?
No, you got to keep them tight. You know.
I mean, I agree. I mean, loose and floppy would probably be not much fun.
Yeah, no. So yeah, that was my project of the day. Learning how to be a girl dad. You know, it's kind of weird, but it's weird. When the older girls were little, I used to like do the shit in their hair all the time, and it was fine. Something about Grace's hair, it just doesn't do like normal hair stuff. I don't know because I'm doing the same thing to her that I did to the other girls, and it worked fine for them.
Yeah,
She's
Hers
got a
just
different texture of hair, though. Cheers.
Yeah, it's super. Well, Lindsay's was super fucking thick
push the
too.
button and suck, but gently. Otherwise, the water will come up the straw. So you're just the little braille looking thing. Yep, just squeeze it and suck. You're not squeezing the button. There you go. Now gently suck. Dragon egg. How we doing tonight, Blue Panda?
So okay, I want to ask you an actual question. So the seahorse is like an electric nectar collector, correct?
The seahorse is like a nectar collector, correct?
But the tip gets hot, so you don't have to like blowtorch the end of it. That's the point of it, right?
Correct. Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Yeah. So, did you see the post where Landon got his license?
I mean, I remember you guys talking about it, but
Okay. Did you see the post where Landon got a job?
no.
Landon started a job. He got a job, started his job, had his first day yesterday.
Okay.
So he's now in the working field.
He's employed.
Yeah.
Where did he get a job at?
Oh boy, of course you would ask that.
It's called the Drug Emporium. It's kind of like a health store.
Okay.
Like supplements and stuff.
Like a GNC or whatever, that type of thing.
That's actually
Gotcha.
Yeah, at that place. You gonna hit it?
No.
Why not?
So when he turns 18, is he going to get a job at like a dispensary?
I mean, I have no idea what he's
when he
planning.
turns 18, his ass will be in college.
Does he have to be going to college in Colorado?
He'll be like a junior in college when he's 18.
Yeah.
Remember, he's going to graduate right after turning 17.
Sure, so did I.
But so when Landon graduates high school, he will technically be like in the middle of his sophomore year of college. That's awesome. Because of all the dual credit classes he takes.
Right. All the AP stuff that he does.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's just cheaper for me to have him take the classes in high school than it is to pay for him out of pocket when he gets out. So.
Well, yeah, and if you can be halfway done the day you start, why the fuck wouldn't you?
It's just like a health food store, baby.
Yeah, it's like connected to a pharmacy, and then there's like a health portion of it, and then there's a grocery store too, I think, right there. Landon said. Actually, I haven't been over there. So.
Well, yeah, it was just, so we were taking Sarge for a walk and going to the post office to drop off people's packages. And one of Landon's friends' moms stopped us, and we were talking to her about Landon's job. And she's like, "Oh, on the other side of town." And Christina was like, "No, he's over there by such and such." And then she's like, "Yeah." And then it's by such and such, such and such. And that look on Christina's face when she realized that she had absolutely no idea where her son actually worked, and it was on the other side of Longview. And she just had this like, I'm a horrible mother look on her face. She's like, "Oh no, what did I do?" And she's like, "Yeah, that's the one." And then when Lana got home, she's like, "You didn't tell me that it was on the other side." He's like, "I thought you knew. Your directions on how to get there were perfect." And she's like, "What do you mean my directions on how to get there?"
Which now means my kid is directionally challenged.
Yeah. So he's like, you said when I go into Longview, I just keep going and it's going to be there on the right. And it was. And she's like, what do you mean? She's like, if you go into Longview and you go through it and it's right there on the right, that means you're like downtown Marshall Ave. And he was like, no, I go the way that you tell me to go, into the way that you always go, the little back skirt thing, and I get on the loop, and then I go all the way and it's over. And she's like, that's on the other side of Longview. And he's like, yeah. So apparently her directions on how to get there got him there, but they weren't the directions she was actually giving him.
No. He's super smart, but apparently directionally challenged.
Yeah.
I mean, they have GPS now. I mean, does that surprise you?
What part are you doing this? Ow, you're running over my toes.
Sorry, I'm too close to the table.
Fuck, babe. I like those toes. Those toes don't have a fat ring on them.
And what do you mean 2 hours away? What? Why?
If you just got into Texas, you'd be an hour away.
What did you do? Did you stop and like hang out somewhere? I
Are you
feel
in
like
Texarkana
Not
right
from
now?
that way.
no, they're coming
Yeah.
Texarkana, baby.
Well, I mean, that's
No, that would be too far. Over.
No, they
This is right over Oklahoma.
yeah.
Correct?
So they went through.
Yeah.
So they still.
Gotcha.
They probably went through Dallas traffic.
But she says that
Oh,
she
yeah.
speeds and has a lead foot, and I feel like 2 hours puts them past the 8 hours that GPS said it would be. So not only is she not making it earlier than GPS, she's making it slower than GPS. So they had to have stopped or hung out somewhere.
Honestly, it's not painful, but it's very irritating.
Are you showing her your chubby toe?
Yeah.
Did you see that thing? Look at that fucking toe.
It's
Like for real.
ridiculous. Like, look at the bottom of it. Like, I can't even put it up that way, but
Oh no.
it's so bad.
Does it like hurt?
It doesn't hurt, but it's gotten to the point now when I don't wear socks, and I don't wear socks.
Cosmo said
I
2
hate
hours
socks.
because that's how long it would take him.
It feels like.
But I mean,
it's
honestly though,
gross.
if they're just getting into Texas, coming from that way, they technically would be
It's
roughly
not a
2
cyst,
hours.
she said, but it's something else that they're gonna have to surgically remove.
But they want to do a biopsy, and I was like, well, wouldn't the biopsy just be remove it now? Because I mean, it's,
Right? Just
there's-
fucking take
it's a
it.
toe.
Yeah.
It's a toe. Like when you talk about a biopsy,
You'd be like
Yeah, it's
a
just a.
ingrown hair.
the GPS took us the wrong way earlier. We had to turn around.
It
That's a
started
kick in the
on
dick. You
this
know,
side of my toe,
if
and it's
Cosmo-
just progressive with
if Cosmo
its
would have
way
left
all the way
his
around.
Life 360 on, he could have just clicked my name and said go
Yeah,
to,
yeah.
and it would have given you guys
System.
the fastest direction via Life 360.
They said it's not a cyst.
Just
They
say
said it's something else. And then I said, so it's like a cyst? And they said no.
You're gonna make me download this app again before I come down there, aren't you?
If I were doing a biopsy on my toe.
I like to know when people are going to be here. You know that I have that.
And I understand that, but 99.9% of the time, when I tell you what time I'm gonna be there, it's like fucking. That's what time
Don't
I
tell
get there.
me to make it a surprise, because I'll just tell him. So
No,
Yeah, I've already tried that.
the app lets me actually know. Like the app lets me know. Like, I can wake up in the middle of the night, and I can look and I can see where you're at to make sure that everything's still going smooth. I don't have to worry. Like I can know. Like I can
Don't you
know.
think if it wasn't, I would have called you?
they shut up with your dad.
I don't sleep well, so I mean, I would be messaging you all the time. Hey, is everything okay?
Oklahoma.
You do anyway.
No, I don't. Now that I mean, with the Life 360, I don't. 'Cause I'll just look at it and then I'll go back to sleep. And then
So
when
yes, is what you're saying.
Huh?
Yes, is what you're saying.
I stress. I have really super high anxiety level.
The turnpike. Yeah.
Super high. Like
Yeah.
even with the amount of weed that I consume, I still get over my anxiety.
Super high.
All right, well, I think I'm gonna jump off.
Hey.
Got some stuff
Yeah.
I want to do before bed, and I got a side job I got to do in the morning. So,
Ooh.
Are you sticking your leg out on the corner, Bradley?
Now he's got
No. No, so Delana called me, and she saw my post on Facebook. She's like, "Hey, can you fix the moldy drywall in my basement?" I was like, "Yeah, no problem. I can do drywall repair. That's not a big deal." So she told me roughly the size of area that we were looking at. So I went to the lumber yard on my way to her house to look at it, and I priced out a bunch of shit that I would need to do it. And I get there and we're talking, and I don't know if you've ever had a conversation with Delana, but it's like 40 minutes of other shit before you actually get to do what you accomplished or what you came there to do.
Yeah, the backstory to the backstory of the backstory.
And then some.
Normally like five different stories that had nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, you get 10 or 12 offshoots, side stories, and people interrupting and, whatever. So we finally get to the point where I'm about to go into this little utility room that we're talking about. And Tasha, the girl that lives/works there with her at the daycare, it's like, there's no drywall in there. So then her and Delana had to have a 25-minute argument about whether or not there was drywall in there. It's like, well, why don't I just go in there and fucking look? Like, it's the doors. Like, I can touch it. So I was like, all right, well, I'm going in. So I go in, and it's a limestone brick foundation, basement wall. So there's no drywall anywhere. So I had to redo my entire estimate of, the supplies that we would need, and my entire game plan, like that I spent, the last day and a half preparing, was worthless. And I had to start all over again.
So did you just go with like a power washer?
I'm going to bleach the shit out of it, and I'm going to use some SOS pads and a couple different like sanding sponges and a really stiff bristled brush. And then I'm going to seal it and then paint it.
You need to wear a mask.
You should power wash it.
There's no drain, and that's like the utility room is off of the living room for the daycare. Like I can't. I thought of that. It's like, well, I'd power wash the basement, but it'd be like literally removing, the main level of your house to do that.
Okay.
Except all kids shit, because she has all babies at this point, and yeah, so it's not worth it. I'm gonna have to try to not make a mess and basically scrub it as best I can and hope that the sealer stops it. I mean, I understand that there's a good chance I'm not gonna, obviously get rid of the mold. Because that's what the problem is it's mold. The porch, like the steps porch is right above this wall. And at one point it had separated from the house and it leaked down through the basement. Wow. So I know and can almost guarantee that there's mold farther up, like in between the floor joists and shit that I can't get to. Right. But hypothetically speaking, I'll be able to seal off what's exposed. And if a inspector or somebody does a walkthrough, they're not going to see it. It's not going to be like, oh, hey, it's just hanging out there on the fucking wall. So I'm going to bleach fuck out everything. I'm going to silicone around where the floor joists meet the wall and, do everything I can to prevent any further contamination from what I can get to and down.
You should use kills before you paint.
I bought a primer. Basically, Johnny told me to use this instead of the kills because it was like the shelf above that.
Yeah.
Because of what I'm putting it on.
Yep. It's help a lot.
Yeah, that's basically what I got. It's just a different brand.
Yeah. But you said you're doing this tomorrow?
Yeah, like I'm going to be at her house at 8 a.m.
She doesn't have kids there tomorrow.
No, that's why we're doing it.
Okay, gotcha.
Saturday and Sunday are the only days that she's not open.
Yeah, I was going to say, so otherwise you'd have to block off that room.
Well, and I can't shut the door anyway. The only problem with that is that I'm going to be locked in a closet with a bunch of bleach water scrubbing the wall. But yeah, that's why we're doing it tomorrow.
So are you going to use, I'd use a fucking, like a 4-inch grinder with a wire brush. Is that what to scrub?
I don't have to get that aggressive. I mean, we're not trying to sand it. I just need to be able to get into the pores of the paint because it's been sealed before. The mold is basically growing on the outside of the paint that's on the blocks. So I'm basically going to use those SOS pad sanding sponges to take that layer of paint off. And then I'm going to use the bristle brush to scrub to try to get into the porous sections of the block in case it did work through.
I'd still use a fucking 4-inch grinder with the wire brush and just fucking just make it quick and fucking easy and be done with it and then fucking spray it with the bleach. Ta-da! That's how
that's like killing spiders with a 12 gauge, man.
No, it's not the same. No, we're talking.
It is. That's excessive. That is excessive use of power tools.
You're talking. Yeah, to get it
We're not trying to grind the block.
I didn't say fucking hold it on there for 45 seconds.
But it's the concept. I mean,
no, I would do it. I mean, instead of using a little SOS pad and be like, I just fucking yeah. Nope, I'd just be done with it.
Yeah, it's fine. This is not my first time. My grandma's basement floods every year. I've done this before.
It can make like 6.
But yeah, so I'm gonna be doing that. See, I'm gonna miss cartoons in the morning, but gotta make some money. So
Right on, right on. Well, I love your
Keep that
face.
hustle going.
yeah, I will. I'll see you guys next week for story time, and yeah, that's about it. Have fun. Enjoy.
All right, hey, Brad.
Nice
Later.
meeting you.
Bye.
That was
Bye,
hilarious.
Bradley.
Like they're staring at a big old fucking torch right in your face. All right, everybody. I love your face. I hope you guys had a fun time tonight. I had a blast. Did you have a blast?
Yeah.
I fucking scatterbrained for like the first, all of it.
Yeah, that was
I was gonna say the first
That was the
4
best
hours?
part, the
Oh, wait, you
scatterbrain.
haven't even been on
Oh my god, the fucking scatterbrain was the worst for me. I
As soon
was,
as he-
I was all over the place.
I need to see
But,
if I hit me.
So yeah, we will see you guys first thing tomorrow morning for Saturday morning cartoons.
Oh yeah.
Love you guys. Get out there, grow smiles, and of course, always do. Peace.
Hey.
Bye.
Bye.